Okay guys, the other camera's just about to start. I'm getting multiple angles on this video because I'm going to do some suppressor testing. You guys probably saw that I listed the suppressors that I developed after all this testing and all these suppressors that I made, that I listed them on a website that I created for sale. So I'm going to show you. So this is an example. This is the Donnie FL/FX, which I don't have anything against Donnie FL. He's a nice guy. I've met him at the competition several times. Just for the record, I just think that his suppressors are subpar and not thought out, and like just look at the side. You see the openings in this center tube? This is for a 22 caliber. That was the problem when I had an Emperor that was for a 357. The openings were big enough that a 357 slug fit right through them, and it was machined crooked so that the way it sat on the end of the gun, it was catching slugs in the actual tube. And Utah Air Guns, that doesn't even accept returns, accepted that return because they couldn't debate that was totally fucked up. And excuse my language, but in plain English, it was fucked up. It shouldn't have happened, and you know, but even if that had worked properly, it's still just a small tube inside a larger tube with big ass holes in it and some felt. I mean, I just put it back together. That's just felt and a screen. So that has no mass. And the mass is like in the one that I machined. I'm going to show you. I'm going to shoot here in a minute on the Panthera. The one that I could put it on this gun too. I could put it on all the guns. That one is solid aluminum baffles, which I haven't put those on the website because I haven't started to make those where I could mass produce them. But if somebody wants one, especially the sleeves are harder for me to make because I'm not set up, like my lathe is not a CNC. My CNC machine, I could probably make a design and then a machining operation for it on the CNC machine. I just haven't done that because I had other tubes from all the suppressors that I've tested to modify, and to not to modify the tube, but to make the internals specifically to fit. So I have two brand new targets over here on the runner that I made. So I'm going to send these out. Those are going to be up front. So that second one on the right is a regular target card, and you're going to see on the footage from the other camera, because that one is aimed at the screen here, which is going to the downrange camera. So the screen can see, you know, you'll get a front angle, a front view of what I'm doing here, and you'll also be able to see the accuracy. This video here, you're going to be able to see me shooting, and you're going to be able to see the decibel level. And I'm going to actually grab a tape measure and make sure I put the decibel meter the exact distance from the barrel with every moderator. So let me get that tape measure real quick. All right, so I've got air, I've got ammo, I'm good to go, and I've got suppressors in a lot of different grade filaments, and then I have this regular Donnie FL one I'm going to try, which can't go, that could do 22 or 25, which I have a 22, a 25, and a 30 here. And then this is up to 30, so I could try this one on this gun, as well as, so I modified both of these original Scout suppressors. So this one has 3D printed internals, the baffles. So I took that smaller tube that goes onto this, which honestly I kept those tubes because when I shoot pellets out of this, when I use it for competition or even practicing for competition, I'm going to put the original stuff back in because that is a perfect design for pellets. And it's very effective with sound moderation as well as accuracy. The one that's on there now is the one I showed in a previous video that has machined aluminum internals that I made. So these different moderators that I made, so that's the Donnie FL/FX, and this is the Impulse, and I don't really have many others that I haven't modified at this point. This is a standard PLA, and by the way, the first 10 customers that order an engineering grade filament suppressor, I'm gonna give them a PLA one as well for free, of a random color. So my first order was last night. So I'm sorry, I forget the name of the person that made the first order. I'll have it here in just a second. The first order was from, where is it? So this is all new to me. I mean, my phone is taking a minute right now. I actually just switched to Verizon, so I have a not a new phone. They're going to switch this phone over, but I have a new iPad coming. I was going to get an iPad Pro for a while now, and I didn't because I knew I was gonna switch companies. So now that I'd switched companies, I ended up getting a great deal on everything. Really, my monthly bill is going to be cheaper than I was paying for my cell phone bill with 3 lines before and a tablet, and it's also going to include home internet. So I eliminate another whole $100 bill, and still Sean Clements. So thank you, Sean Clements, for making that was my first order, and I'm going to also send you one of these in PLA. He ordered in PETG carbon fiber, which are printing right now, several of them. But I'm going to send you a PLA one as well. So, and anybody else who orders the first 10 orders are going to get, there's been 3 already, so whoever the other 2 are, I don't have all their names handy, but that was my first order, so it's notable. But I want to make sure that everybody knows the first 10 are going to get a free PLA. So this is PLA carbon fiber. This is the next grade up. And then there's a few other filaments in that range. This is a regular PETG. This is ASA, and this is another PLA carbon fiber. I don't need another one of those. This is ASA, and then PETG, and then these are engineering grade. So this is ASA aluminum. This is PAHT carbon fiber. This is ABS glass fiber, and this is PA12 carbon fiber, which PA12 carbon fiber is probably the heaviest. Well, these two, the PAHT and I'm sorry, all these acronyms. The PETG, PAHT, the PAHT carbon fiber and the PA12 carbon fiber have been the best that in my experience. And the glass fiber ABS is really up there, but these have been the most sound deadening. And then the PETG with carbon fiber and the PLA, anything with carbon fiber is going to have a lot of sound moderating effect. So it definitely reduces sound dramatically, all the carbon fiber filaments. So the PLA carbon fiber is the only one that's in the middle range. That's at the $99 price range, because obviously all those filaments are expensive and they get up really high. I'm probably even going to have to do a little bit more for the Kevlar and the Nylon X, because those are like $300 a roll. They're very expensive. For a kilogram, it's like $300. So I'm gonna have to. Doing the math. I'm gonna have to go do like $149 on those or something, because it's just not gonna. I'm gonna lose money by the time shipping and processing. Oh, shit! This thing needs new batteries, and processing all the payments and the charges for all that stuff. So by the time what I actually get after you guys pay and all the fees come out for the website and all that other the transfer fees and all that fun stuff. Excuse me, I'm just going to change this battery real quick. But by the time they take out all that money, then what I actually get is not what I'm charging. So obviously that's the same case with everybody, but I'm trying to give you guys the best deal I possibly can, while still, I'm not making anything. I'm making a small profit, but it's just that it's a small profit. And if I was selling these on a mass scale, or if I ever do, then the prices will go down accordingly, because I'm not trying to make a killing here. I'm trying to treat people fairly and give them good prices, and let them have the best, most effective suppressor for the best price, because people are charging, you know, hundreds of, and when you make things on a mass scale, or you order, for instance, if I were to order those aluminum tubes, right, that those standard, like say the FX stock one that comes on the guns, that's a hollow aluminum tube. If I was to order those from China, I could get an incredibly low price on them, you know, because I'm ordering them in bulk, and not only am I ordering them in bulk, but I'm buying them from China, where everything is dirt cheap. So if I were to do something like that, then of course I would be able to, you know, get them dirt cheap and sell. And so essentially, when I'm telling you this, what I'm getting at is these companies that are doing that are making a killing, because they're charging more than me and they're paying less than me. Because I just bought 3 3D printers for the tune of, you know, $1,700 or so each, and then the filaments at you know, anywhere between $20 and $300 a roll, depending on what grade filament it is. You know, it doesn't leave the same profit margin as it does for somebody that's doing it the other way I just spoke about. So I'm sure you guys get the point, is that, you know, if I could sell them that cheap, and if I ever can, I will. But if I were to order those hollow tubes from China, it would be to make my own internals to put in it. And you know, when I get I'm ordering a CNC setup to put on my lathe. It'll have the digital readout and it'll have all that stuff, and then my lathe will be a CNC lathe, because it's a really good lathe. There's no reason to buy another lathe, and a CNC lathe is really expensive. I mean, my CNC mill was pretty expensive, but they actually, because you put it together yourself, they've gotten them down to a really reasonable price for what it is. And I like that company. It's another good American company that's doing a similar thing. Like, they're making something that's expensive that a lot of people can't afford, a really good one, and they're making it affordable, which is admirable, which is what I'm trying to do too. I'm trying to do that with the sound suppressors and the sound moderators, and these are, shit, my hole with the threads is getting screwed up now, damn it. You know what I need to do? I need to put a nut on the other side. I want to be able to stand this so that it's aiming in the same direction every shot. I want this to really be an accurate test, so you guys can get an honest to goodness feel for what you're buying, because nobody likes to buy something and not know what they're getting, myself included. And why should you have to? You shouldn't have to. You don't have to with me, because I'm going to shoot you straight and tell you exactly what you're getting and show you exactly what you're getting. Alright, maybe I could just put a small nut on the inside, and then I could put this on there right like that. That would be the best way to do it. I don't think I have any nuts that skinny. Let me see if I have like an M5 nut in one of these hardware kits for the 3D stuff. M5 or M6. Yeah, these are small, much smaller. M5 hardware. Let's see if this is an M5. It's an M6. Yeah, the M6 should work, and that looks like it'll probably, I think it's actually not an M6, it's actually a standard thread, but either way, it'll thread on enough to hold it, and then this piece on the other side, and that should hold it pretty solid. Hopefully it just fits all inside the battery door. We'll see in a second here. Sorry about this, guys, I wasn't expecting this to happen. There we go. All right. I try to be as prepared as I can for these videos, which obviously I was mostly prepared, but this was unforeseen. All right, there we go. That'll work. It's not closing exactly perfect in the back, but it'll definitely hold it up, and I can screw the back shut anyway, and that'll definitely hold it tight enough not to move. So that's perfect. I can get this test done properly. Wasn't too bad. All right, so that's the way that that's going to be. Now I need to thread that right up to it. Tight. Oh, you son of a bitch, you just unthreaded from the bolt. Thread in there. Just enough. Come on, buddy. You're a son of a bitch, dude. It was just on there. You see what I'm trying to do? I have a nut in there, and I'm trying to thread this into it and then tighten the bottom part into the door, which I already screwed on. So I can't get that, I can't hold that nut right now unless I open it back up, but I'm hoping I don't have to, and I do have to. Ah, fudge. Sorry guys, it'll only take a second. So I started this video the other night while I'm doing this. Anyways, I started this the other night, and a friend of mine came by, and my gun, my Scout was leaking air. So I actually am probably going to include that in the beginning of this video, even though I didn't get to finish the repair in the video, because as I was starting it, my good friend showed up, and you know, I mean, I'm the kind of friend that you know, when I'm not gonna not answer the door or tell him I can't do anything, or I can't, you know, visit with him because I'm making a video. That's just not the kind of friend I am. I don't do that. So I didn't finish the video that night because by the time he left it was pretty late, and I still had a couple things to wrap up myself, so there was no way I was going to be able to do it that night, because I didn't want to have to rush the video. I wanted to do thorough testing and show you guys exactly what the deal is with this. But the fact that I ended up fixing it, obviously the Scout's working perfect now, and it's getting great accuracy. And also, so the STX liner they made was perfect for just the barrel liner, but I wanted to fill that space in the middle. So I did the best I could. I made a video. You guys will see if you wanted to look it up, or if you've already seen it. What I did is I filled it with, I used the outer barrel and the inner barrel from the FX Impact, and that was in a 30 caliber. And it was a good liner because apparently they've had some bad liners out, like quite a few, like 1,000 or something. So that's what I've heard. So that's my understanding. Hopefully you guys can see the decibel meter. So bear in mind, when I shoot, right after I shoot, that's the sound level of the gun, because the impact makes a louder sound than the gun does. So if I set it to max, where it'll stop at the highest number that it gets, it'll be the sound of the impact of the slug hitting the backstop down there, because that's actually louder even all the way up here than the shot. So this is going to be, I'm probably going to pull it back a little bit, but this is right around 20 inches from the barrel to the sound meter. And I am going to pull it back a little bit because I'm not at the edge. I'm going to come back to my shoulder. So I'll remeasure that when I get it where I'm going to actually shoot it. And I'm going to be shooting at the square targets on the left. I'll be going for the red right in the center. I'm not sure if this is going to hit dead center. Probably not on the first shot. It never does on the first shot because I haven't set that feature up yet. But I did get it very accurate. So he's sending me, I'm having him send me another setup for the STX, like the end that goes into the gun and the front end, as well as a 22 probe, because I already got the magazines for when they come out with their slug liner. But I'm having him send them to me. Not put together, so I can make. I'm gonna machine something to go from the 22 FX liner on the inside, or the 25. I may make a 25. I may make multiple, but I'm gonna make it so that it fits right between. I'm gonna put it in the FX outer barrel as well, and I'm gonna machine apart, a hollow tube of aluminum that's gonna go right to that outer diameter of the outside barrel from the FX, and it's going to fill that space into the inside of the Scout barrel because it's a lot thicker than the FX. But with that space filled, that's a good thing, because more mass will absorb more sound, more vibration, and then, you know, you'll have more accuracy. So I'm going to start shooting first. This is my machined aluminum baffles in here, and then I'm going to, maybe I'll try the 3D printed baffle suppressor, and then I'll go to, I can try the impulse, see what we get for a reading on that, and then I can start going through the different filament suppressors. So this is going to be 16 inches away now. All right, so let's get started. So just keep an eye on that number. I'll be watching it as well, but right after I shoot, I'm going to just move it over a little bit, which is probably a little closer now, but so that I can see it and hopefully you guys can see it. I'm not sure if you can see the numbers or not. Let me see if I can see what you guys are seeing in the back. I don't know if you can see the numbers. Let me try to bring you a little closer and then put you down a little bit. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see the numbers, but I'll tell you what they are. I'll be honest with you, obviously. Okay, so I'm going to take a shot, and then I'm going, so you see, just even me talking is like 65 decibels, 60 to 65 decibels. So the shot is going to be the immediate reading, and then immediately following it is going to be a higher number because of the impact. Not the gun, the impact, the actual impact with the backstop. That was 46 and then 55 when it hit. So that's quieter than me talking, because me talking just went back up to 60. Okay, so $52, and it's very accurate. I stopped looking at it for a minute to see what that said. Try one more. Ah, shit. Those motion sensor lights have a habit of having really bad timing to go off. It's every 30 minutes, which reminds me of this DSLR camera that's on right now that I actually have to keep checking, because that's going to do the same thing. And the downrange camera stopped, so you guys can't see the accuracy, which I'm going to start switching the different suppressors now. So that's the two shots I took. The first one that was low was the first shot. That's always a little bit, usually low, sometimes high. But then it was right in the center, and I took my eye off it when I was shooting to see the reading, and I think that's why I was a little left. But obviously I took my eye off it, so I don't know for sure. But in 7 minutes I have to reset that camera, but I'm going to mix this all together afterwards. Okay, so let me switch the suppressor. You know what, I'm going to just skip right to, I'll probably go to the Donnie FL/FX one, just to show the difference between that and the ones that I printed on this gun. Here's my adapter to 1/2 inch. Oh, I can't use this on this gun, so I'm going to try with the impulse, because that one is only up to 25. So this is a 30 caliber suppressor, so this is definitely a 30 caliber gun, so I can't use the smaller one. All right, so let's see what we get for a reading with this. $53, $54 when it hit. Let's try it again. 47? No, 50 and 53. That was 50 and 53. 50 at the shot and 53 at the impact. Okay, so I'm gonna swap this out for one of mine. I'll start with the least expensive, with being the PLA, and I'll do the PLA one right here. And so the first time you thread them on, the threads are also printed right into it. They're right in the design, like when you design for CNC machining. And it prints them well. They just have to be, turned a little hard the first time. They go on straight. I mean, it's not like they're not there, and they just need to be, kind of, they kind of self-tap the first time that you thread them on. But they're already there. It'll thread on straight. I mean, it just did. So let's see what we get from this. I wasn't watching at the right time. Let me try that again. That was 47. I don't know if when the impact was. I'm not sure what the impact level was, but that was 46. Yeah, no, it's consistently 46, and then probably that 54 it's a little behind, because by the time the sound travels from down there to the reader. But this is the one that it gets first, obviously, because it's right here. So this is going to be at, it's still 16 inches. All right, try one more. Yeah, right around 44, 45. So that's already with the PLA, the basic PLA. I mean, it's PLA Pro Plus, PLA Pro Plus. It's not the standard cheap PLA, but it's still PLA nonetheless. It's not a carbon fiber filament. It's not an engineering grade filament. So these are the ones that are $79, and this for $79 is cheaper than a $200 and something impulse. So this is already more effective at that price range. So you guys can have just seen for yourself that for 79 bucks you can have a better suppressor than for 230 or 250 or whatever it is. So now this is the PLA carbon fiber. This is going to be the middle of the line, and I'll probably just shoot like one of each grade right now, and on the other guns I'll try some other ones and see how much of a difference they make. Okay, so this is PLA carbon fiber. I think that was right. I think that was it. Let me try it again. I think that was. Oh, it's hearing the printer too. Let's see. Yeah, a little more silence. Okay, ambient level is about 44. So I might even be getting lower than that, but the ambient noise is that level. $42, $43. All right, let's see. $43.7, and then in the 50s it was either me talking or the impact. $44.9. So, and that's dead accurate too. I'm actually getting more accuracy now with that. Okay, I'm going to stop and restart this because it's going to stop any second. So I'm getting more accuracy and still lower decibel reading. Not a whole lot lower with from the PLA to PLA carbon fiber, but the PLA carbon fiber it's definitely making a difference. I can hear it, and it's also making a difference. It's a big difference in like tenacity of the actual suppressor. Like, so it's a harder suppressor. It's going to be more resilient to wear and tear and things like that. So I'm just going to go right to an engineering grade. Honestly, this one I haven't tested yet. So I'm going to try this. This is the PAHT carbon fiber. This is the first time I'm threading this one, and these engineering grade filaments are obviously a little bit more. I do this part before I send them out, so the threads will be already done when you guys get them. But I haven't done it to this one yet because, like I said, this is the first time I'm using this. This is the first time I'm using this filament, actually. So, not first time I'm using it at all, but first time I've used it to make these suppressors. But yeah, I thread these onto one of my guns before I send them out, so you guys don't have to do this part. It's just going to thread on nice and easy. Okay. This one I have a feeling is going to be really good, but these ones I've tried a lot of. This is the PA12 carbon fiber, because this is one of the more expensive filaments, and those ones work incredibly well. I had decibel readings on that were, I want to say in the 30s. Like it was incredibly low. All right, so let me shut up and see how low I can get the sound in the room. Okay, so 43.8 is roughly the sound in the room. So this may be quieter than that, but I won't be able to get that reading because there's some background noise, which obviously I can't really control right now. When I do this in the middle of the night, that's the best time to get the most accurate readings, which I may do that again tonight, like late tonight, because my fiance's in DC for a couple of days, and while she's gone, that's when I'm able to work late without, catching hell when I get home. So I'll probably do that tonight late and add on to this video or make a second part of it. All right, so let's see how much lower than that. Let's see how much higher than that, if any, it's going to go with the shot. The impact, I think it was quieter than that. The impact was 45, because that was after the shot. It was after the impact. It was 45 decibels. So me talking is louder than any of these suppressors. And I'll tell you from experience, this gun is loud with no suppressor. Very loud. So these suppressors are all making a very big difference. Matter of fact, I'll take a shot with no suppressor just so you can see how much of a difference they're all making. But so even the factory one made a big difference from without anything, because this is a loud gun. But the Panthera is, I think, maybe even a louder gun. It's a very loud gun, especially the way I have it tuned and set up. It has a lot of modifications done to it. So it's an incredibly loud gun. So that's why I feel like that's a good gun to test with. So that's going to be next in just a minute here. Now, did I just double load that? Well, we're going to find out. I think that was double loaded. Yeah, it was. It went down from the shot. There's the, oh, that's me talking. But it went down. It was at 44 and it went down to 43 when I took the shot. So that's, this is probably, I need to do this at night to get an accurate reading, because I don't think that the ambient noise level is low enough to actually measure the decibel rating of of the suppressor. Maybe I should have done them closer to the barrel. I'll do that on this gun. So I'm going to shut this one off, and I'm going to go to the Panthera. I'm going to take this suppressor off too, because this material is obviously working very well. And then I'm going to try all the other filaments as well. So the first suppressor that's on there, which I'm going to actually take that off and try it with the FX Donnie FL one first, or the Impulse. The FX Donnie FL one I'll try first. And we'll compare that to... oh, actually, I wanted to take a shot without any suppressor on here first, just to show you guys how loud the gun actually is by itself. Alright, so let's see what decibel reading we get from this. I shut it off. It does start up and shut down very quick. It's not a big hindrance to have it be electric. Alright, let's see. 51.8, 57.4, 53. Okay, I think there's the 57 and the 53 where the shot and the impact. We'll try it again. I think it was 56. I gotta keep my eye on it. I think I have to tip this down more. Hold on. Let's see what we got. A 48. 53, it's 48, 53. I'm not sure. I think the background noise is screwing this up. Because my last testing video that I did, that I put online, it was like in the middle of the night, which is a lot of the times when I have to do this stuff, because I'm doing so much other shit during the day that I never really get a chance to do this. But I made time to do it today because it's been like 3 or 4 times that I was set up to do it and I didn't get to. And I didn't get to because, you know, something interrupts me every time and then I never get it done. But I'm gonna put this barrel back on this. And then with this gun, it's not recommended to keep it under pressure. So they built a shutoff valve into the bottle and a valve into the gun, which is definitely a great feature to have. So I think maybe if I put this, I can't really go much lower, but I think if I tip it this way, right at the gun, I'll probably get a more accurate reading of the gun, which this is long. So I'm gonna have to move it forward to be the same distance from the muzzle. That's obviously very long. And then I have my fill port all the way down here, so I gotta turn the bottle around. Let's fill this up, because this thing goes through air very quickly. I don't even get, I think I get like 10, 11 shots out of this is 580, it's 880, 880 cc's. And I have to fill it in less than a magazine. And it uses a crazy amount of air. Okay, so let's get the tape measure. I'm going to put on the Donnie FL/FX suppressor first. That one's got some weight to it. That's my solid aluminum machined baffles. Alright, so let's see what kind of decibel reading we get from the Donnie FL and FX suppressor. Which I don't know if you guys heard or not, but like FX USA is like done. I guess they had a lot of corruption from what I understand. I mean, I don't know firsthand, but from what I've heard, Utah Airguns is going to be handling their stuff, which I'm not very happy about personally. But I don't have anything against the guys from Utah. Like when I see them at the competitions, they're all cool. I mean, you know, I don't. It's nothing personal. I just don't like their business model. So, anyways, I'm gonna. Is this hot? No. Okay. So I'm gonna take a shot with this, and I can't see the decibel meter like that. Actually, I don't want to move that. I'm gonna have to go up a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that even maybe better than me, but let's see. Yeah, it's not going much more lower than like 43. Let's see where I need to be on here. I'm right about the right spot. All right, so yeah, when I'm dead silent, it's like 44 decibels. So let's see what we get with this. That just jumped to 61 decibels. I think the impact was quieter than the shot on that one. $58. Yeah, this is not a good suppressor. That was 50. I couldn't see it very well. Hold on. $55. That might be my air level. No, that's a little too soon for the air levels to be low. Let's try that again. I'm gonna go for one of those small targets with this gun because I don't know if it's zeroed in 100%. I haven't shot it since the last video, but we'll see here in a second. Yeah, it's a little low. All right, that went to 57. All right, try one more. $54 to 50, and then it went to 58. That might have been the impact. So it's in the mid to high 50s for sure. So now I'll try my machined aluminum suppressor. This was the Trident moderator, which that's the housing for it, and now this is my best aluminum. And this doesn't have any felt. It doesn't have anything else in it. That just has aluminum baffles in it, and that's it. But they're very thick, so it does more sound dampening. I mean, if people did some research like I have been, they would know that that's or if they didn't need to make a crazy profit on, I don't know which one it is. I mean, you know, somebody has an idea, and when nobody's out there doing it better, it works. But when somebody comes along that's willing to do the work and do the research and make one that's better, then it stops working, because I've already proven that I can make it a tremendous amount quieter. Okay, so here's the first shot with mine. $49. I didn't see the first number before it impacted. This one hits hard, so that it actually makes a louder noise when it impacts. But honestly, I'm going to tell you something. I think these, even on this gun, I think these engineering grade suppressors are going to be quieter than my aluminum machined one, because the carbon fiber really absorbs the sound that much. That was 50. I can't really see it. It's on such an angle. Let me just try to tip it a little towards me. There we go. I can see it now. Oh, shit. It was 45 and 56. So that was a 45 out of this suppressor. That's good. All right, now we're going to switch it to one of these, which the accuracy has always been better with this suppressor than any of the aftermarket ones. Those I had fluctuating accuracy with. The Impulse was honestly the best accuracy. I used that in the last competition. This is that's the glass fiber ABS. All right, so I'm gonna try. This is the engineering grade one that I didn't try on the last gun, and this is with the experience that I have with it. This has been the most sound effective one. So I'll go from this one, and I'll try a few others following it. As you can see, they thread on really nice. I mean, once they're threaded once or twice, they thread on really nice, and they go on straight. I mean, everything. Those 3D printers are crazy accurate. I mean, I actually made bearings that are functional, that are 3D printed. They print completely assembled. You don't assemble anything. You do nothing. You print them, and they work as actual bearings. It's crazy. That went to 48 and 50. $53 and $58. $46 and $52. That's more like it. That's usually what I'm expecting. Is like low to mid 40s with this gun and this suppressor. I've tried this gun with this suppressor before, and I've gotten in the low to mid 40s. $45 and $52. So 40, 45 decibels. I mean, that's literally 10 to 15 decibels quieter than talking to somebody next to you having a conversation. It's incredibly low. So, I mean, all the suppressors are definitely very effective as far as sound, but they're not as effective. I mean, when you shoot this with no suppressor compared to the Donnie FL, the Impulse, or any other suppressor, it makes a big difference. But if you want the biggest difference, you have to put in the time and the effort, and I did that. And I'm sharing it with all you guys. So this is the other material that I had a lot of faith in, because it's another really good engineering grade material. And I'm going to try that. And I think in a few minutes, if not already, the PETG and the Kevlar material ones that I was printing should be ready to shoot with. Let me see if they're done. bitch. This fucking thing came off at the last minute, you motherfucker. You're such a fuck. How the fuck did that happen? That's such a waste. So the Kevlar one is just about done. It's not quite done yet, and the PETG carbon fiber ones are not done yet because I'm doing 4 of them at the same time. And usually I'll do even more than that, but I'm using a couple specific filaments. And the Kevlar is this is the first time I'm printing this suppressor with the Kevlar infused nylon, which is a very expensive filament. That's like $300 a kilogram. And a kilogram, by the way, is like a standard roll of 3D printer filament size. That was literally the same. It didn't go higher than the ambient sound until it made impact. So I think that was probably lower than the ambient sound level. Let's give it another shot and see what it does. And then I'll try the PL. I'm going to try the ASA aluminum. I'll show you that one. Let's see. $44 and $51. 44 at the shot and then 51 at the impact, because it was down, this ambient sound was down to 43 and change. And 50. So this is another really good filament. 45 decibels is very, you know, like I said, me talking is like 61 decibels, 62 decibels. At the level I'm talking now, it's not like I'm screaming. And this is another very hard filament. It's very sturdy, you know, like these threads are going on nice and tight. It's a very strong filament. They don't call it engineering grade for nothing. Let me get that motion sensor to go back on. Sorry, this video is going to have to be a little long because there's a lot of stuff to test. I can't really, other than having to remount that decibel meter, there's not really much else that I could have done to make this be any faster. So I apologize for the long video, but I'm trying to give you guys a good example. I mean, you can skip forward as you see fit and, you know, watch the parts you want to watch or that are relevant to you, or which suppressors are relevant to you, but the decibel readings speak for themselves. Which I'm actually going to look into seeing if I can find like a directional decibel meter, something that will be like, that will be more taking the measurement of what it's right next to, and not so much omnidirectional like this one. I'm going to see if I can get one that I can get a more specific area to that decibel rating. I'm gonna have to look into that. It's not something I'm going to find on Amazon. I'm going to have to look into high-end decibel meters, because to me it's worth it to be able to get like really accurate readings and then make a really accurate design and find the ways to do it. So I'll probably come out with a later model at some point, but it's going to take me some time. Obviously, it took me some time to come up with these, but these are better. These are still more effective than some of the main suppressors out there. So I mean, it's definitely come out to be worth it in the end. So that's why I'll do it again, and I'll find an even better way to make them even quieter. It went down, holy shit. It was at 44, and it went to 43, and then went to 50 something when it hit. Wow, that one did really good. I've actually tried this one before, but I don't remember it being that good. That's impressive. That's very impressive. And it's very accurate. I took my eye off, that's why I'm a little left, but that's the exact elevation. It sucks that I keep having to take my eye off, because that's the only way to look at the decibel meter while I'm shooting. Okay. That was, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think the impact was 50. Hold on, let's see. Basically the same hole. It was 44 and 51. That's impressive. The ASA aluminum is actually really good. So I'm going to try one or two more, and then I'm going to go to the 22 caliber impact and show you that it's not going to affect the accuracy with that. And that already has the smaller impulse on it with the muzzle brake that I made for it. I made an adapter and I added a muzzle brake to the end and took the regular cap off. So let's try the PETG. I haven't used that one yet. This is not PETG carbon fiber. This is standard PETG. So this is actually a very durable, very strong filament, PETG. So the PETG carbon fiber is definitely an engineering grade filament. I have 4 of those printing right now with the carbon fiber PETG, but I wouldn't be surprised if this one equally performs or close to the ASA aluminum. Oh, it's actually louder. Let me just, I don't think I saw that at the right moment, but let me see, it sounded louder. I thought this one would be more quiet, but I know in carbon fiber it is, but the regular PETG, maybe because it's such a hard plastic, it's not, because that's an incredibly hard, resilient plastic, and it's more heat resistant than the PLA as well. So that may be why it's actually resonating the sound more. Yeah, that's high 40s and then 53. So it's definitely louder. The PETG, plain PETG. It's in the same range as the PLA. It's actually slightly louder, I think, than the PLA. Oh, this actually, look at this. That's how durable, how strong this stuff is. It unthreaded this instead of out of the gun, instead of threading out of this. This is really strong material. But this will be probably, this and carbon fiber especially, will be one of the most resilient ones. Because, I mean, just look at this. And that's just it unthreading, and these threads are already made. These are some some really strong threads. It's a really strong material. But that's why that in carbon fiber is going to be fantastic. Because that's the same filament, it just has carbon fibers in it. So that will add the sound deadening more than this one. I mean, this one's still deadening the sound more than the Donnie FL and FX one. And then I'll try the PLA carbon fiber on this gun. Just have to straighten out that thread. There we go. Right, there we go. Okay, just about there. All right, perfect. Okay, so let's see what this one does. The 50 and 54. So this is, it's right around, slightly quiet, but you see the engineering grade, you're in the 40s, the low to mid 40s, and the mid grade you're around like you know, high 40s to low 50s, and then the cheaper stuff is in the 50s, but still the Donnie was like almost, it was 60 on one shot, so it's still 10 decibels lower than a standard Donnie FL. Or the Impulse, I don't recall what that was, but I'll try it after this and we'll see. Actually, I have one on the Impact, so we're gonna try it next anyway. Ah, that's already fucking loaded shit. $51. So it's not too bad. It's not as quiet. Oh, damn it, this thing stopped recording again. All right, so that'll start up again now. I don't know how long ago it stopped, but it couldn't have been too long. We'll see. But anyways, it's recording again now. At least this is still up. I'm gonna try now the ABS glass fiber. This is another very expensive high-end filament. This is one of the engineering grades for sure. I'm eager to see how quiet the Kevlar one is going to be, because that's a very expensive filament and it's actually very hard to print properly. I mean, I have good printers. I bought top of the line nozzles for them. I'm using Diamondback nozzles. They're diamond tipped, so they I mean they're like $100 just for the nozzle, or $95 for the nozzle. So I'm using the top of the line stuff. Yeah, we're right at 15 inches. All right, let's see what the glass fiber ABS is going to do. And then I have carbon fiber ABS too, which will probably actually do better than the glass fiber. It's not cocked. That was empty. Oh, I forgot, I took the mag out. $45 and $52. Yeah, the glass fiber ABS is pretty badass. I just noticed when I cocked the gun, me cocking the gun was 53 decibels. So me shooting the gun was way quieter than me cocking the gun, which is pretty remarkable. The 46, and then it was 51, I think. But that's impressive. So, matter of fact, I think I'm going to leave this suppressor on here because that is quieter than my aluminum baffled one. So these suppressors are actually even more effective than my solid aluminum baffled ones with the same design. Probably if I put felt around the baffles in that one, it would be able to be quieter than these, but I didn't on that one. I just wanted a solid aluminum one. Oh, I think the Kevlar one's done. Yep, it is. Alrighty. So this one, it has a few imperfections on it. So this, I'm gonna have to fine tune the settings before I sell any of them, because I'm not gonna sell them with imperfections on them. It's nothing major. It's just like a few strands hanging off and stuff like that. This one actually had the ruby tip on it in this printer. They sell all different kinds of nozzles. All right, sorry about that, guys. The battery died and I forgot to turn. I have a bigger battery on there with it, but I had forgotten to turn that on, so it didn't do me any good. But anyways, I got the 22. The Kevlar just finished. It has some imperfections, you know, pretty minor. But I used a ruby tip. On that printer, it has a ruby tip right now, which is actually very good for a lot of filaments. But I think I need to use the Diamondback for this stuff for sure. I have all the best nozzles for the printers and some of the best printers out there. So I'm taking it seriously. Obviously, I'm using the best stuff I can get. Those Diamondback nozzles are $100 a nozzle. It's pretty incredible, the price of them. But you always get what you pay for, so I pay for it and get the best I can and make the best suppressors I can. All right, so I'm gonna try this right now with that's the impulse that I modified with the muzzle brake, and we'll see how loud this is. $44. That's actually really low. This one, I mean, this gun's a 22 anyway, so it's going to be quieter either way. Yeah, this is 44 decibel. With that impulse, that's the small impulse that I modified. I mean, it's not, you know, I can't give the credit to Impulse because this is not really their design. I modified this. But let's try the stock. Let's try the Donnie FL FX one that would come on this gun if you paid the extra to not just get a plain old hollow aluminum tube, but to get a hollow aluminum tube with another tube and a piece of felt. So you pay an extra 50 or 100 bucks for another hollow aluminum tube and a piece of felt, literally. Oh, and don't forget the wire screening. I know that costs a lot too. I'm gonna go for a small target just for accuracy's sake. $49. That was 45. $47. Let's see. Oh, I'm way closer too. With both of these, the impact is in a different location. I didn't take that measurement. Let's see. Let's put it that far away again and see what I get there. It's got to even go further back to be 15 inches. Or you know what? I'll do it. Shit. This fucking stand has been a pain in my ass. I have to get the right size nut for this, which I know I have in my workshop, but I'm not going to take the time out of the video to do it. Come on, just thread in there just enough to stay. All right, there we go. All right, that'll do it for now. All right, so I'm going to put this. I'm just gonna do this one closer because a 22 is going to be a lot quieter no matter what I do. It's a smaller projectile, smaller barrel, smaller everything. I just need to be able to see this. All right, so I'm going to take these shots all at a distance of 12 and a half inches from the barrel. .7. That was just about 50, 49 and change. So this is getting but almost 10 decibels higher than my impulse that I modified. And now I'm going to try it with, this is the PA12 carbon fiber. So let's try this and see what the comparison is to this. So, and this has not had any negative impact on accuracy for any of my guns. I've tried 22, 25, 30, and these are for up to 30 cal. I'm gonna make a design. I'm gonna modify this design to make 357s because a couple people have asked for them. But currently, these are for up to 30 caliber. $46. $44. $43.9. I'm going to go for another small target. I'm going to go for that one right in the middle row, in the middle row of both directions. I'm off on this. No, not that. Is it that? Oh, that's gonna let me turn. No, my side to side is off, which I broke the handle on, so that's gonna be a pain in the ass. Let me just see if I can force it. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, I'm going for the middle row of the middle and the middle row on the small targets. .44. And I was just, where was I, high? Yeah, I'm high, okay. My other ones were high on that other target too. I'm sure you could see. I think I'm one click right. .44, and I'm still a little high. Okay. And 44 as well. I think that was actually 43 and change, and the impact was 44. So I should be getting right on target now. I wasn't even looking. That was 44 and 48 on impact, and yes, it was dead center. .43.9, dead center. So there you go. There's two shots back to back. You can see that I literally went almost through the exact same hole with the .22 caliber. It's not only touching, it was almost the exact same hole, and it's quieter than, I don't remember the exact number on the impulse, but it's quieter than anything else I've tried so far on this gun. So let's try this is the other high-end carbon fiber filament that I wanted to try. Oh, and then I got to try the Kevlar. You know what, let's try the Kevlar first, because I haven't tried this one yet. So this is going to be my first thread. So it's going to be fighting me a little, which this is actually kind of brittle. No, it's too brittle. It's coming right apart. I have to modify this one. This is useless. This is not going to be, yeah, it's coming apart. I can't use that. So I'm going to have to modify the amount of layers. I'm going to have to modify a few things on this for that filament for sure. So I'm going to go back to the one I was going to try, which is going to be, obviously I would never send something out like that, so don't worry about that. All these ones that I'm testing every single one before I sell it. So when they come off the printer, I put, like I have 4 coming out they're PETG carbon fiber. When I take those out, I'm going to put every single one on the gun. Like I said, I thread them on, and then I shoot it and make sure that it's not losing accuracy compared to what I had on it before, etc. And make sure that it's functioning properly before it ever goes out to you guys. So you guys will never see those. You know, the ones that are my test prints, like that's, I told you guys that was the first one I made with the Kevlar, but I'm gonna make the Kevlar work. I just have to modify the amount of first layers. It needs like 4 first layers or 6 maybe. I don't know, I usually do 4. I don't know if I changed it on that one. It's the first time I ever printed that material, so I'm not 100% sure. I have to look because it's still on the screen. I haven't printed anything else, obviously. I've been doing this video. So just need another magazine. I got 2 more full. All right, so this is the PAHT carbon fiber. Let's see what we can get with this. And I'm going to do the same point of aim, same target, and it should be stay in place. Yep, same hole, 40. I probably started talking too soon. I think it was right around 45. That's empty. It didn't feed for some reason. Oh, maybe it's feeding now. Same hole, 44.8. 43. That went down to 43 from the ambient sound. I don't know if you guys can read the numbers on that thing. I hope you can, because then you can see it for yourself, but I'm telling you the numbers that I see for sure. I mean, I got no reason to lie to you. I spent all this time making these things. The same hole, 44.8. 44.6. Same hole. All right, so that's several suppressors you've seen so far that have all been in the same range, same velocity. I mean, I'm sorry, I haven't been following velocity. Same sound level on the same suppressors, so they're consistently the same decibel level, and they're all quieter than much more expensive suppressors. I mean, the only other one that was as quiet, I don't remember what this was. Let me try it again. This is the one that I usually keep on my Impact, and honestly, I just like the look of it. I think that kind of tops this gun off, but if it's that much quieter, with the 22 is fairly quiet anyways, compared to the larger calibers. Let's see. That was 44.7. It's right around the same level as the, which one was that level? Let me take another shot and make sure that's where it is. 46 something, yeah, so it's 46, 47. So it was actually the carbon fiber PA12 and the PAHT were both quieter than this. So I mean, it's not by a lot, it's within a couple decibels, but that modification I made definitely reduced the sound of this moderator tremendously. It made a big difference. So I'm gonna try two more. I think I'm gonna do a PLA carbon fiber and a regular PLA, because I wanna, oh, this one was actually surprisingly quiet on the other gun. Let me see what this does on this. Let's see what we get. .9. Wow, this is quieter than my modified impulse as well. This ASA aluminum is actually kind of impressive. Fucking light. Excuse my language, but I hate the timing of that. I'm surprised this video was long enough for it to go off 3 times. It's an hour and a half. And I'm very surprised that I haven't been interrupted while I'm making the video. That is actually more surprising than the length of it. And it's almost more surprising than this decibel level. Alright, let's see what we get here. I'm gonna go for the target next to it because that's like 20 shots in a 1-inch target at 50 yards. .43.2. And 44.1. That was, I saw 48, but that might have been the impact. So that's a big jump. It wouldn't go that much higher. .45 even. Yeah, that had to be the impact. The slug impacting the backstop. These are 42 grain 22 caliber slugs, so they're pretty big slugs. Shit. And this is the magazine that ended up in my back pocket when I put my laundry in the wash, and the lid of it is a little cocked. .44. So this one is again impressively quiet, the ASA aluminum, as well as the PA12 and the PAHT carbon fibers. So now let's try the PLA carbon fiber and the traditional PLA Pro Plus, which these are all, no, these two are PAHT, this is PLA carbon fiber. Obviously I have a lot of suppressors laying around. I've been making them to be able to fulfill orders. And I have the shelf stocked with all the ones that I've tested already that are complete, and I'm still making them, so don't be afraid to order them. They're here and they'll be shipped out within a day or two, depending on when you make the order. .44 even. .44.3. .44.6. You notice these are all quieter than the store-bought, or the, you know, the bigger branded, whatever you want to call it, suppressors. This is the PLA carbon fiber. This is a $99 suppressor, half the price of most airgun suppressors. Less than half of some that are still going to be louder than this. And it's a well-made suppressor. I mean, it's, you know, it's not like it's going to fall apart like it's cheap plastic or something. This is carbon fiber filled PLA. And then this is just a plain PLA that's 79 bucks. So let's see what decibel level we get with that on a 22. You just got to make sure you catch the threads right. So if you back it up a little bit until you feel it click on the first thread, then that's your threads. That's a good way to set it in the right thread. So obviously with aluminum it's a little more defined. With any kind of plastic or even the carbon fiber, you can force it in the wrong way easier, so be careful not to do that. My air's a little low on this. My rig is still up there though. That's kind of funny. Let's see. Oh, that's my regulator pressure. This is my gun pressure. I'm looking on the wrong side. So yeah, my first stage is about 225. Second is about 200, which it was lower. I don't know how it got higher. I gotta adjust that regulator. It crept up a little bit. I actually have, it's a flathead because this is a Huma regulator, which have historically been good, but it seems to be creeping over time. but I think once I adjust it, it shouldn't creep again. Alright, I'm just gonna go a little bit down, and then I'm gonna take a shot and let it balance out. So I'm just gonna take one just to balance it out real quick, and then I'll start doing the decibel reading with this. Come on. Son of a bitch. Okay. Even with the extended fill fitting, it's sometimes a pain in the ass on this gun. Alright, let's see. Take one to balance out this thing. Okay. That was 47.8. $44.9. That's pretty damn good for PLA. 45.6. And as you can see, if you guys can see the video over here, that I'll put it, oh, the screen went out, damn it. That was dead on. Like the point of impact did not change one bit. It was literally right in the same hole. I'm gonna show you right now. Come on. Let me put this gun away real quick while that thing's going. And this video is going to stop in 1 minute, plus the battery's dying, so let me just show you this really quick and then I'll swap that out. It wants to take its sweet ass time, so connecting. Yeah, let me just change this battery and restart it. Be right back. That's one thing I love about the GoPro, is that I don't have to worry about the batteries. That battery only died because I didn't turn on the larger battery. But if I had, that wouldn't have happened. And I could record for a long time without having to worry about the battery dying. Alright, online, and then come on and connect. Hey, I'm back. It's connecting. It's taking its time still. Where did I put the Scout? Oh, I brought it in there already? Did I? No. Where the hell did I put my Scout? Hello. Duh. I'll be right back. Alright, it's doing the first of the last 6 layers on those PETG carbon fiber suppressors. But, well, let me see where this thing is. Alright, are you going to open up now? Expand. Come on, dude. There we go. Alright, let me show you. Let's move this up. So if you see, let me see how far in I can zoom. Okay, right there. The center of that center target and then the one right next to it, I mean, and the one on the other side, all of them I've been hitting dead center. And those other ones on those diamond-shaped targets, those are from the 30 and the 25, and they're basically like all in the same row, just making the hole bigger and bigger. But all the 22s are in the small targets, and they're all very accurate with all the different suppressors. So the suppressors are not actually affecting it much. Not even the other ones, which could be, I mean, I've done a crazy amount of modification to this gun, and I've never changed it from a 22 because I have another impact, and I use the other impact for the 25 and the 30, which now I'm using those barrels rotating in the Scout, which is why I might make the next one a 700 millimeter, because I have two, well, not all three anymore, because I've cut some and made the egg gun barrel and whatever. I have to see what I have for barrels, and then I'll decide what length I'm going to make it for the Scout, but I'd like to do the 800. All right, I'm going to go for that center diamond right now and see what kind of accuracy we can go for, as well as sound level. I'm going for the center of the center diamond. A little bit off this because I'm looking at the decibel meter, 45 decibels. I think I'm one more click right. I'm low now. Oh, the regulator adjustment, that's why. Yeah, I'm down to 200 bar now. I have to lower the first stage regulator because I'm at 225 there and then 200 here. Yeah, that first stage has got to go down. But anyways, let's see. I think 49 was when it hit. Let me go down one click. And I'm gonna have to change this, the zero of the scope anyways, because I gotta adjust that first stage. $44.3. So anyways, the punchline is you've seen 30 caliber, 25 caliber, and 22 caliber. All less than store-bought suppressors. Even my modified impulse, I'm getting lower readings than my modified suppressor and my suppressor that I made. And you know what, in fact, before I end the video, I'll just throw that suppressor on this gun, the aluminum baffled one that I made, and see what level I get on this gun with that suppressor, because in theory, it should be lower than any of these 3D printed ones, but these 3D printed materials are amazing at absorbing sound. They really are. So as far as how effective it is, I mean, if you want a real aluminum suppressor, then, you know, you need a real aluminum suppressor just because it's aesthetic, if that's what you like. Which, I mean, like I said previous, I get that, but if you want the most effective sound moderator, if you want the most sound suppression, these are better than anything I have tried. And I've tried a lot of suppressors because of me doing all this research and making these suppressors. So I have not found any suppressor that's aluminum or anything else that I've tried. I mean, the Trident had plastic internals. I've tried all kinds of suppressors, and they're not comparable. The 3D printed materials, especially the engineering grade materials, like I've showed you, are just better at absorbing sound. And I can make them and sell them to you cheaper than these other companies, because if I was making them their way out of aluminum, I could probably sell them a lot cheaper as well, probably just as cheap, which they can too, they just are making more money. But if I were to make them the way I make them, I would have to charge even more than them, because the amount of aluminum that I use is dramatic compared to, I could probably make if you were to melt the aluminum and make it the way that they make theirs, you could probably make 6 or 7 suppressors out of one of mine, because I'm using solid aluminum 2-inch bar stock for the most part, sometimes 1.5, whatever. But there's a lot of waste. There's a lot of, and I mean, what am I going to do with that aluminum? I can melt it and make it into a block, but I can't make another silencer. There's a lot of waste from one silencer, from making one silencer, machining it into all those baffles. So it's expensive to make, and it's a lot of time it takes. So I would have to charge like $400 for those. I mean, it's not, I can give you a better product for maybe not $400. I could probably do it cheaper than that. I'd have to figure out the numbers, but I can give you a better product, like a more effective product that's doing the same thing, only better, in a smaller package for less money, and you're getting more of what you wanted in the first place. You're getting a better sound moderator. You're getting lower decibel levels. All right, let's see what this one gives us, and then I'm going to end it there. Uh-oh, I think this one's doing pretty good. 45. 44.6. 45.1. 44.0. 40, that one was 48.3. 44.2. So, I mean, this is doing pretty good on the impact. But again, this is a quieter gun to start with. And because it's in 22, if I were to turn this into a 30 and make the adjustments in pressure and everything else, and hammer spring pretension and all that kind of stuff that I would need to for the velocity I would want to get and accuracy I would want to get in a 30 caliber, then it would be as loud as the 30 caliber, and 25 for the 25. So the caliber makes a difference. So you guys that are ordering these for a 22, you're going to get an incredibly quiet 22, like quieter than, I mean, and if you don't have one tuned like this to shoot heavy slugs, you're going to get like crazy low decibel levels. I mean, I'm getting 15 decibels lower than the average talking volume with a gun that's tuned to shoot 42 grain slugs. I mean, I'll show you the slugs. This is a stud mag loader magazine, and this is the biggest slug that will fit in it. So that's the 22 caliber slugs that I'm shooting. If you see, they fill the magazine as high as it'll go. So that's how far it goes in, and that's as far as I can go. Any bigger and this top won't close right, because they're right up to it. I mean, it doesn't even barely move. It moves side to side a tiny bit, but it doesn't go back and forth hardly at all. So if I put a couple more tenths of a grain maybe, but that would be pushing it. So I just kept it as close as I could. But 42 grains is big for a 22. You can't even buy them that big. But anyways, so for a fraction of the price, you're getting your sound moderated much further than any of these can do, and than any of these companies can claim. Because I'm literally testing it right now, right here, with a decibel meter, the exact same distance from the barrel, with all these different moderators. So it's kind of hard to argue with that. So I don't really care what anybody says, because the proof is in the pudding. So hopefully you guys give it a try, and hopefully you're happy. And if you're not, I'll make sure that you are in the end, because I don't do business that way. I don't screw people over. So I don't see why you wouldn't be, because these are I have tested these and put them through more than probably most of you will. So I don't see why you wouldn't be happy with them, because I don't think anybody's going to be shooting as hard as I am, as fast as I am, with as much air. And I mean, these guns are all the Panthera, that's shooting 1,050 or so feet per second with a 50 grain 25. The Scout is shooting 55 grain 30 calibers, which is a little smaller than I would go normally, but 55 is okay. Like for the Crown would be really quiet, is really quiet with these. I have one on one of my Crowns right now, and that's the smaller one with the shorter barrel that I use, you know, outside when I'm not using the head gun, which is my primary truck gun. But this would be for anything longer range outside, or any of the others. But anyways, for sound moderation, which is what the point of this video is, these are more effective than any of the aluminum ones. I mean, this one that I made came really close, and so did this Impulse that I modified, but the stock Impulse won't come close. I mean, that one was a lot louder, and so was the Donnie FL FX one was a lot louder. And it makes sense, because it's aluminum and there's not a whole lot of it. It's just felt that's absorbing the sound, because the aluminum doesn't really absorb it much. I mean, it does make a difference, because it's taking most of the air away. That's why even the hollow aluminum tube from FX makes a difference. But when you baffle it, and if in higher power applications, it doesn't make nearly as much of a difference. And when you baffle it and you put a good system in it, you know, that makes a huge difference. And honestly, these materials are just more effective for suppressing sound. There's just no two ways about it. That's why they use carbon fiber for the sleeve on the barrel liner. It helps moderate sound, but it absorbs the vibration. Carbon fiber is good for a lot of things. That's why and absorbing sound and vibration and all that kind of stuff is one of the top things it's good at. So that's why all these engineering grade filaments especially are extremely good at this. They're perfect for it. So I didn't honestly even think that 3D printing would be practical for this, but not only is it practical, it's superior. I mean, I'm proving it to you right now. So you guys, hopefully you'll try one out and see how you like it, and hopefully you will like it, and you know, you'll stay with me along the journey and see what else I come up with, whether it be other different kinds of airgun parts, or, you know, I'm also going to be doing custom machining. So I'm going to put a way to put in a request for certain types of machining, a request for a quote for certain types of machining. If you want custom parts made for a certain gun or whatever, and I may need the associated parts that it's going to attach to. Like, I was thinking about making my own pump action for this gun that would go right onto this. This is a Saber Tactical bottom rail, but there's two channels on the side, and those could house the sides of the pump action, and I could make like I'm not sure, maybe a small bearing or like a linear rod rider or something that I could put in there. I'm not sure exactly what yet, but my wheels are turning about it. Only because the only one guy that was faster in the speed competition in Pennsylvania, Ohio at Pyramid Cup had a pump action, and ever since then I was like, I'm just gonna make one, and I never got to it yet, but that's because I've been focused on all this. Anyways, I'm gonna end it there. You guys can see the decibel levels for yourself. Hopefully the microphone did it justice and you can hear it. I don't know how it sounds yet. I haven't heard it, but I'll hear it when I'm editing this video. So hopefully that does it justice so you can hear it there, but the decibel meter doesn't lie, and it's really the only way to measure sound. So obviously you can't argue with it. It's the only way to measure it. So this is just a superior way to make suppressors actually suppress. All right, so anyways, guys, that's the video I wanted to do for testing, and I will put the bits and pieces together from the two cameras and make hopefully what's a good video for you, but at least you guys can see the stuff that I'm making and selling in action and how much of an effect it really has. All right, so thank you guys, and I appreciate you. Bye-bye.